Recruiter here to review your resumes. The resume we have up first is a software engineer, and this person has been looking for entry-level junior roles since last December, and they have not gotten a single interview since then. So this is a terrible resume, and I'm here to tell you how to fix that terrible resume so that you can get a job, because, well, we're in a recession right now, and that means there are more people than jobs available. So the first thing they messed up on, and this is, I want to let everybody know, I do more than tech resumes, but right now the tech market is in absolute shambles and is completely cooked. So like 90% of the resumes sent to me are tech, but I do like accounting and HR resumes and everything else. So for a software engineer, if you are a software engineer, you want to make sure you avoid this one critical error, because this person already messed up and it makes me know their resume is going to be garbage before I even look at it. So they stated, I need a software engineer job. The problem is software engineer roles are divided into stacks. They are Java backend, Python backend, C#, .NET backend, full stack, and front end. And are there other stacks than that? Yeah, obviously, but they're not hiring for those stacks. If you're not one of these five, and maybe AI engineer, you're not going to get a job. You need to tailor your resume to one of these stacks and use that tailored stack software engineer resume to mass apply. That is what you want to do with every resume, is it's tailored to a job title. But in this case, for software engineers, that job title is split into those 5 stacks. So because this person did not pick a stack, that is why they're going to fail. And the reason they're going to fail is, I'm going to say, this is a Java. This is what I'm going to look for, back-end Java. Are they back-end Java developers? Who knows? But this is what I'm going to look for. Java, Spring, Spring Boot, Maven, SDLC, SQL, RESTful API or REST APIs, microservices, CI/CD, object-oriented programming, Git, Linux, Unix, Agile, Scrum, Cloud, any of them. But you do want to state like AWS, GCP, or Azure. You don't want to put just cloud. You want to put what cloud it was. Architecting or systems work, Hibernate, Docker, Kubernetes, Kafka. And rare but nice to have is some full stack, so JavaScript, React, Angular, Vue, which is different than what I would want in a full stack software engineer. They want a different full stack than a Java full stack. There is a difference. Yes, it's insane, but that's how it works. DevOps and RabbitMQ. Now, I only have 20 seconds to find what I need. Otherwise, you get yeeted and deleted. Why 20 seconds? Because that's literally the only time that recruiters have. Same with hiring managers. If they cannot find it in 20 seconds, you're gone. So 20 seconds on the clock and go. Okay, this doesn't matter. Built a low latency XR streaming using Docker. Okay, doesn't matter. Developed a 3D opera for MetaQuest in C#. Doesn't matter. And again, that's a hot dog. Developed VR, XR, and Unity, scalable, hot dog, and time. So this does not work. Maybe they had this stuff later on. Cool, that's all the time we can spend on a resume. And the recruiter that spends more than 20 seconds on a resume is the recruiter that gets fired for not being good at their job. So what do I need? Well, I need these. And you're about to say, well, hold on, Lee. What about a skills section? Which they have at the very bottom of this resume. And I'm going to tell you, skills sections don't matter. Skills sections don't matter. They're completely irrelevant. Do not put them on your resume. They do not help with the ATS, because that's not how ATSs work. I have a video on that. They do not help with getting a job. You need to have this stuff in qualification format, not keyword format. And a qualification is one of these, which is a keyword, which is what the hiring team needs, plus how you used it, plus the non-technical reason you used it, plus where you used it. And if it's not those 4 things, it does not count as a skill. So this person did not show any of that. Also, they had a lot of hot dogs. So what a hot dog is I want you to imagine that you're hungry. You go to a restaurant and you're like, hey, I want a cheeseburger with pickles. And they say, all right, cheeseburger with pickles. And you say, yep, just a cheeseburger with pickles. So they go to the back of the kitchen and they bring you back a hot dog with cheese and pickles. And they say, here is your hamburger. And you say, no, that's a hot dog. That's not a cheeseburger. That's a hot dog. And they say, no, this is what you wanted. Because when you said cheeseburger, a hot dog has meat just like a hamburger. A hot dog has buns just like a hamburger. A hot dog can have cheese and pickles just like a hamburger. So when you said you wanted a cheeseburger, what you actually meant was this hot dog. And you would walk away without paying because that's not what you wanted. And that's the same thing here. Built low latency XR streaming pipelines. This is hot dogs. None of this is related. Developed a stereoscopic 3D viewer. It's a hot dog. Not related. A lot of people try to brag in their resumes because there's a lot of terrible advice that says, you need to brag. You need to show that you don't. Bragging in your resume usually gets you rejected, except for sales roles. Sales roles do need to brag a little bit. That's kind of what they need to do. But unless it's a sales role, you don't want to brag because your brags are going to come off like this where, yeah, maybe that's impressive, but it's completely not relevant to what I'm looking for. So this entire section needs to be completely yeeted and deleted. This part, not the education. Well, this part does. The other part I need to see. Also, we don't need to see when you started, only that you graduated. And formatting wise, you want to use this format. This is what it looks like. Nope, these are previous resume done. This is not what it looks like. Bad job, Lee. This is what it looks like. This is how you do it. The others were from the last video. This is how your resume needs to look. And this is not it. Now go down to here, which nobody's going to scroll that far down. Not a single person. And again, this does not count. Skill sections don't count, so you cannot have it here. And then we go to this actual thing. So maybe they have it here. Cool. Grew a project to 12,000 users on Modrith for an open source Minecraft, demonstrating sustained adoption. No, that means nothing. That's a hot dog. Who cares? Implemented CI/CD pipelines, finally, something I can actually use via GitHub Actions for automated Gradle. I don't care about Gradle. Maintaining code quality across this for, nope, this is too technical. You had me in the first half, right? CI/CD and GitHub Actions is fine. You lost me in the second one. Also, this only has 2 keywords. You want a minimum of 3 in each bullet point. Coordinated feature development and bug fixes based on community feedback, managing coordination across an open source team. Sometimes they like open source teams, but again, you have to fit it into something else. Nothing. So I don't see anything I need. I don't see anything I need for a Java developer. I don't see it for a full stack developer. I don't see it for a Python developer. And those keywords are going to be different as well, but I know most of them off the top of my head. This ain't it. So this is why you've applied to close to 300 roles and you've gotten nothing. Is because your resume is nothing. It has nothing in it. That doesn't mean you're nothing, right? I'm not saying you're nothing. I'm not even saying your projects are nothing. I'm saying how you are describing it is garbage. What is on here is nothing. There is nothing here I can use except for, what is it? Again, this right here to move you forward. But guess what? There's no Java there. And if you're applying to be a Java developer and I don't see Java in the first line, the manager is not going to move forward with you. So this is why this person is getting rejected left and right. And this is one of the key critical things that you don't want to do as a software engineer is you don't want to have a generalized resume. In fact, nobody wants a generalized resume. You should tailor it specifically to the stack. And again, full stack, front end, back end Java, back end C# .NET or backend Python, because each of those are going to have different qualifications. So that is all I can do for this resume. But before I go to the next one, I just want to thank y'all for watching. I appreciate it, liking, commenting, subscribing, and to my members who get access to my videos early, thank you very much for supporting me. If anybody wants to join, you can join in the link below. And if anybody wants any help, they can join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter and right here on Twitch. That is where I review these resumes and get these keywords and answer common job search questions. So thank you all, and let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of a full stack software developer. What we need in a full stack software developer is degree, TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. Look at me. TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. Sometimes you can replace the TypeScript with another backend language, but if you do not have TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS in the first bullet point of your first sentence of your first part of your resume, you are going to get rejected. I don't care how basic it is. You need it. So, TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, RESTful APIs or REST APIs, SQL, Cloud, AWS, GCP, Azure, Backend, any of those, React, React.js, Angular, Node.js, Vue.js, DevOps, CI/CD, Agile, Git, and extra credit for all that other good stuff. This person, we know that their resume is bad. It takes them over 150 applications to get one interview, which, by the way, when people use my method, they get about a 1 interview per 7 application rate. That's the average. So we can definitely fix this. All right, and 20 seconds on the clock. What will we find in this bad resume? Probably nothing. But let's find out. And go. Summary. This doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. Education. Okay, you actually have your bachelor's all the way at the bottom. Design and building fitness coaching. Fine. Using Next.js, TypeScript, Drizzle, and Neon. Who cares? Stripe, maybe. Better off, don't care. And then you didn't tell me why. Architecting a QR-based vehicle maintenance for shops using none of this matters. This is all hot dogs. You did describe it correctly, though, which I do like. Using AI-assisted tools to accelerate. Again, hot dog. Maybe you want it. And time. There you go. This is why this resume is bad. So first off, remember, what do we want to not have? We don't want to have a summary unless you are moving. If you are relocating or explaining a non-H-1B or OPT visa, or you are changing industries. And by changing industries, I do not mean graduating. I mean going from a software engineer to a basket weaver. They will want to know why you decided to go from software engineering to basket weaving. So that is why you need a summary for that. But this does not require a summary. Nothing here needs anything about a summary. So no summary. And then you're going to replace this with your education, which I probably not going to spell right. There we go. Education right up here. It's going to look like this. All right. You're going to make me sad. Please stop putting in these random skill sections. Otherwise, you're going to get no job. There we go. All right. No job. All right. So then we go down to here. And the problem is, again, TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. I only saw TypeScript. Do I care about Drizzle? No. Do I care about Orm Neon? No. Just say PostgreSQL. Do I care about Stripe? Some startups might. I'd say the vast majority of people don't, but if you're applying to a couple of startups, they may, especially in fintech, they might like that. So that's an iffy one. I'm going to still remove it, though, for most of it. And then better off, I don't care. So again, what was the non-technical reasons that you did this? I don't know. You did not tell me. Then architected a QR vehicle maintenance tracking platform. Okay, you're telling me what you did. That's fine. Using Next.js, but you already mentioned Next.js up here, so this doesn't count. Supabase, probably not. And Stripe. Again, you already mentioned Stripe. You don't need to mention it again. Enabling customers to view service intervals. I don't know what that is, but to schedule maintenance via mobile app is good. Using AI assistant tools. Again, that's a nice to have. But you know what I don't see? I don't see JavaScript, HTML, CSS. You know what I also don't see? I don't see any cloud. I don't see any React. I don't see any React.js. I don't see Angular. I don't see Vue.js. I don't see DevOps. I don't see CI/CD. I don't see Agile. I don't see Git. I don't see Git. And because of that, you are getting rejected. You need TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. I don't care how basic it is. I don't care how everybody has it. You need it. You need it. You need it. It's in almost every single full stack job application. If you don't that's the part I don't get, is every single company is asking for that on your resume, and every single full stack developer refuses to put it on. So, yeah, this is why we have a problem. And then this is, don't say founder unless you're applying to a startup. If you're applying to a startup, keep founder. If you're not applying to a startup, you are going to have the company name, and then instead of this, you're just going to put software engineer, right? You're not going to tell them that you were the founder. Because it's a red flag, except for startups where it's usually a green flag. And then down here, we actually find a lot of stuff that I want, but nobody's going to scroll all the way down, and you last did that 5 years ago. So this is why you're having a problem, is your resume is A, formatted poorly, B, very difficult to read, C, does not contain almost anything I need to move you forward. Next resume. This is a Python software engineer resume. This person says they are an international. They got 7 interviews with 2,000 applications. That is a ratio of 285 to a single interview, which is bad. When internationals follow my advice, they actually get between about 1 in 100, which is a lot, I'll be honest, but like that's how hard it is for internationals. So still internationals, you're going to need to apply to, well, probably about 100 to 200 applications a week. And you will need to use my method because, again, it's going to be a 1 in 100, which is probably the best you're going to get. So, for a Python software engineer, what we need is Python, SQL, Docker, Cloud, RESTful APIs or REST APIs, Git, CI/CD, and then it breaks down into 2 separate categories. You want either AI with ML, Agentic, and its specific tools, like LangGraph for Mass, or full stack, which is JavaScript, HTML5, and CSS3, which is different than the other full stack, because a full stack Python is different than a full stack Java is different than a full stack. I understand how insane that is, but that's just how the world works. Then I need nice to have is Fast API, Flask, and Django. So 20 seconds on the clock. Let's see if I can find it. Probably not, because, well, yeah. So 20 seconds on the clock and go. This doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. This may matter. Also, you already graduated, so this doesn't matter. Developed 8, okay, Python APIs using AWS Lambda and AWS Gateway to migrate. Why does that matter? I don't know. And time. That's all the time I got. This is a bad resume. Remember, you need it to look like this. Okay? This is what you need it to look like. Okay? This is how you do it. Because, quite frankly, it doesn't matter this part. The only thing you would want a summary, like I said, is if you're relocating. And you may have to, quite frankly, as an international. So you will probably have to say moving to X by Y date, can move earlier if needed. But this doesn't matter. Why do I care about your coursework? Every single coursework is the same. Does not matter. And you already got a bachelor's in machine learning and computer science. Why do I need you have a master's in it. Why do I need your bachelor's? So this doesn't, I cooked out. You do need the work experience. Don't delete that. So why do you need this? I don't know. You don't need it. Also, they completely dox themselves, so I can't click that. Then we go down to here, and again, I don't care about the number. I don't care about Lambda. API gateways does not matter. So the only thing I see here is Python and Python and AWS. In fact, you said Python APIs, which also doesn't count because I want Python. I want RESTful or REST APIs. Then we go down to here, and none of this matters. And then we go down to here, and none of this matters. And then we go down to here, and this is okay for Java, but remember, we're not a Java developer, we're a Python developer. So this does not count. Doesn't count. RESTful APIs does count. Using optimized, blah, 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 Oracle, and this doesn't count. And that's all the time you're going to get. That's why you're having problems. And you're an international, let's be real. The deck is stacked against you. There's no other way to say it. Patents are fine, actually. I like the fact that you have patents, but those should be up front. And you don't want to list all of them. I would rather you just put under education or right under work experience, say 4 patents, and then have a link to them. Because it's going to matter for some people, it's going to matter for the others. But if you notice, I don't see anything about Agentic. I don't see anything about AI. I don't see anything about full stack. I don't see anything about Git or CI/CD or Cloud. I did see Cloud or SQL or Docker. And technically Python, because you put Python APIs. Like, none of this matters. And I understand why you're thinking this. You think if I can just prove how good I am at tech, they will hire me. And the answer is no. No, that's not how you get hired. There is a minimum bar to get hired with technical knowledge, but there is a big it's not how it works. You could be the best engineer in the world and still fail to get a job because your skill at being an engineer is not related to your being hired at being an engineer. And you do not ever want to try to impress us. I need this stuff. I need the basics of it. I need the bare bones. I want to see Langgraph. I want to see multi-agent stuff. I want to see, what is it, N8N or something? I want to see maybe full stack. I don't even see anything involving AI in this. It's too complicated. It's too dense. It's too incredibly difficult to read, and no one is going to do it. And I know you just spent 4 or 5 years of your life proving that you are the best ever. The problem is a resume does not show you are good. It just shows you meet the minimum qualifications. When you try to show you're the best ever through a resume, you get 2,000 applications and 7 interviews. Next resume. This is an updated resume from a senior software engineer.net. So let's see how good this updated version is. So they stated they were looking for a senior software, .net. They said recheck after doing this. So for a .net developer, we need .net, C#, SQL, Cloud, Git, Agile, REST API, CI/CD. Honestly, if you're a software engineer, you need Cloud, Git, Agile, RESTful APIs, and CI/CD. That's like everything. Then we need a little bit of front end. So JavaScript, HTML, CSS, ASP.NET, and Dev. Actually, is this a full stack? This might be full stack. No, I think despite them being .NET, this is actually full stack. I'm gonna review this as a full stack instead. So this is not C#, but hey, at least you get to see how different it is. This is what we're going for. So we're just gonna go full stack software engineer. We already know what we need for this. This is like the 3rd time in this one. So full stack. There we go. That does not go neatly. There we go. We're doing this. All right. So 20 seconds on the clock. Let's see what I can find with their updated resume. And go. Okay, this doesn't matter, but maybe that's just a name. That's fine. Led a team of 7 engineers. Good. Using TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, and Angular to build full stack insurance applications, mentoring junior developers. The team can deliver front end backends more consistently. Need a little bit more. What do you mean more consistently? It's like Built federated micro front end connected to RESTful API, SQL, back end development across a large insurance platform. I think you just need to say this. And then improved readability. Okay, so it's still a little too technical. It's not the worst, right? Like, I want to be clear, this is not the worst. You started off strong. It just, what do you mean more consistently? Like, again, this is a not technical one. Do you want to, you could say faster, right? So the team could deliver. In fact, I don't even want to see front end and back end. I want to know what the point of it was. Like, when you do this, I'm not looking for, oh, we delivered the thing faster. It's, what was the thing? What were you building? Like, why did it matter that your insurance applications were delivered more consistently? You did tell me full stack insurance applications, but why did it matter that they could deliver it consistently? I don't know. Was it so that the users would have no lag on the website? That's fine. So the user's data would be secure? Cool. I need to know the end reason you did it, because a lot of software engineers get lost in the tech stuff, and it's like, no. I want to know the non-tech reason. So what was the point of using this stuff for the insurance application? The first part of the sentence is good, though. I like it, and I don't have any other complaints. So I want to be clear. You just need to add the end part. And then built micro front ends, it's fine. Connected to RESTful API, SQL. And then I don't need you to say and back end development, right? You can just say across a large scale, like across our insurance platform using PostgreSQL, MongoDB you don't really need because you already mentioned PostgreSQL. And then PHP, maybe, most likely no, but some companies want. Quote, policy and partner onboarding workflows. That's great. That part I like. Improved delivery and reliability with AWS. I want you to put AWS up here. Cloud is so important. It's in almost every job. If you have cloud, that needs to be in your first sentence, right? I want you to see, led a team of 7 engineers using blah, 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 and Angular to build a full stack application in a AWS environment while mentoring our junior developers so we could X and Y. Insurance infrastructure, modernize and make deployments predictable. Again, I want to know a little bit more, but I think just resolve production issues. to modernize services and resolve our production issues is probably fine. I don't need the rest of it, and that's good. So what do I have? I have TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. I don't have a degree, but I think you didn't get a CS degree, so that's okay. RESTful APIs. I have SQL. I have Cloud. Do I have any backend? Actually, no, I don't see the C#. I actually need you to put the backend. Did I delete it? If I did, it's because I didn't see it. Yeah, I need you to put the backend. I understand PHP can be backend, but I need you to put the C#.net. Or just the C#.net. Do I have React? I did not. Do I have Angular? I do. Do I have Node? No. Do I have Vue? No. Do I have DevOps? No. Do I have CI/CD? Yes. Do I have Agile and Git? Oh, I did have DevOps at the bottom. Yeah, and I have Agile and Git. So I want to see a little bit more of the back end. Just a little bit more. I want you to rewrite some of these bullet points a little bit better. And I understand large scale is extra credit, and I canceled out, but extra credit goes at the end. You need the other stuff before you do extra credit. That's why I didn't do that. And I would like maybe React, React.js, Node.js, or Vue. You don't need all of them, but maybe one or two. So is this the worst resume ever? No, not at all. This should get some interviews. But again, I want to try to get you a 1 in 7. Although you have almost a 2 year gap, so probably will never be a 1 in 7, but we could do like a 1 in 15, 1 in 25. Definitely an improvement from the last one. Next resume. This is a resume of an intern. So interns only need 4 things. They need a degree. They need a basic knowledge of whatever it is they're interning for. In this case, it's going to be tech stack, language, so like Java or TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, SQL, cloud, AI, object-oriented programming, ability to work with others, and takes direction and criticism. Those are the only things we really need. So this person, they've applied to 45 roles in the last week but haven't heard anything back. That is not enough time to find out. It usually takes like 2 to 3 weeks to really find out if your resume is good or garbage. So they've used my format. Let's see if they actually followed it. 20 seconds on the clock. And go. Okay, degree, from where I got a degree. Created a website using what kind of website? HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP. There we go. Share pictures, videos. Perfect. Use MySQL to log media, uploads, track, store, file. I need more than this. Manage control of GitHub. Okay, that's what cloud. Created educational programming videos to motivate people to code. Taught topics on Java and time. So, here's how I would redo this. And I'm looking at the rest of this. ETS. Okay. So here, normally what I would say is your tech should be above your anything other tech. The thing is, I actually really like your first bullet point here. I want you to put this above projects. But I only want you to have a single bullet point, and all it's going to say is a combination of, it's just going to be one line, and it's going to be, I'm trying to see which one it would be. Probably this one, actually. So if you could combine these two, troubleshoot computers and printers by identifying problems and coordinating with UPS technical support to ensure issues were resolved, which resulted in earning me Employee of the Month by working closely with coworkers. That shows you can work well with others. Now, the problem I have here is, A, you did not tell me what cloud. You need to tell me what cloud. You cannot just say cloud. Was it AWS, GCP, or whatever? This only has one keyword, right? One keyword, which is MS SQL, which is fine, but I need more. Remember, they need a minimum of 3 per each of them. And then this one is fine. I don't think there's any problem with this up here. And then here, created educational programming videos to motivate people to code. That's fine after that. And then web level Java. But like, I'm still missing maybe a little bit of AI. I'm still missing a little bit of object oriented. I'm missing the ability to take direction and criticism. So again, this shows you can work well together with people phenomenally. Does not show direction and criticism. So I need you to find a way to show direction and criticism, and I need you to bump up these bullet points just a little bit, because you're only going to have this, right? This is going to be this right here is going to be your first sentence, and that is it. And then we're going to go into projects. And then this is good. I don't think there's a change you need with this. This is fine. But then the rest of the 2 bullet points, I need a little bit more. And then I need a little bit more here. I get a lot of work well with others. I don't see direction and criticism. Because remember, as an intern, you are going to get told what to do. That is a difference from you leading. So while this is fine to show as a project, I need to see that I can tell you that your code sucks and you won't freak out and punch me in the face or the monitor and break it. And I don't see that right now in the resume. So you have a bit of the basic tech stack. I'd like a little bit more. You have work well with others. I need to see takes direction and criticism. So you're going to combine these 2 bullet points down here. You're going to make this the first sentence, and it's going to be above projects, and then it's going to immediately go into projects, and then you're going to do the rest of this. And then at the very bottom, you can have more freelance stuff, which is fine. But right now, I really need to see that you can work well together with other people. And take direction and criticism, and I just don't see it yet. So is this a garbage, disgusting resume? No. I think this will get some jobs. I think this can get some internships, but I don't think it's going to be a 1 in 50. I think it may be a 1 in 75, give or take, 72. Just because you don't really show direction and criticism, and and you don't tell me what cloud it is, and the order is a little off. So fix those, and I think you'll be golden. But that's all I can do for this video. Thank you very much for watching. If anybody needs more help, they can join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlestheadhunter. And to my members who get access to videos a little bit early, thank you very much for supporting me. I really appreciate your support. If you want to be able to support me, you can join in the link below. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. But that is it for me, and I will see you in the next video. Later.